No, I don't like men. Unless I decide not to go with the original thumbnail or title for this video, which would be kind of funny now that I think about it. If I just open it up saying that, like I'm being all defensive, even though there's no context for it. Anyway, today's topic: insecurity. I got it, dude. Of course. I mean, I got the melancholic temperament. Always cared a lot about how people view me through my whole life. Really cared about how I view myself. I remember back when I was in what's elementary school. I was one of those kids who I'd sit there and I'd go, I can't do it because I'm the biggest idiot in the world. And that is more so narcissism in a way. It's kind of a defense mechanism, I guess you could describe it as, where you're basically just trying to prove yourself right by saying that you're an idiot. Because, like, by being right, that is still, like, that debunks the idea that you're incompetent. I don't know. It's a weird strategy, but I feel like everybody does it. The big old strategy of just, like, saying you suck over and over again. Look at Boogie 2988. That's a great example. I hate my life. I hate my life. I want to die. The reason he's doing that is because he's just like, he's freaking out, and his only response to not feel bad and to not have anybody hate him or be viewed as terrible is to make himself be out to say, like, see guys, I'm the victim, all right? I'm aware I suck. I would kill myself to show that I'm not a bad person. But that's a bad strategy. But yeah, the insecurity I've been going through lately, though, it's more so stupid shit. Because as I hopefully put in the title, it's just kind of dumb. Because who on earth cares what somebody else thinks about you? Sure, in some contexts it matters. Like in the context of, oh, you don't want your family to think you're a freak because, you live with them. Or you don't want your coworkers to be annoyed by you because you work with them. But the notion of, oh no, I really hope nobody online thinks I have an annoying voice. Ugh. Like that's what spurred that on last night. Is some guys were making some funny comments in the last video about how I'm touching myself right now, but your voice really distracted me. And I get that. I already know I don't have a very good voice, but this be seeing that comment, even though it was most likely just a joke, it's still like my brain immediately went into rush mode of, oh no, do people think I'm annoying? Oh no, what am I gonna do? And even earlier when I was doing some writing, I was looking at it and I'm just like, holy hell, dude, what the hell? How did I make any of this crap? I mean, it's just not flowing right. It's not fun to read. It doesn't sound good to listen to. It's just ass. I'm an ass. What am I even doing, dude? You know? And this is usually the part where you'd say, but here's the lesson to figure out why you can power through it. But I don't really got anything for that. It's just a uncomfortable feeling that I've always perpetually had. The oh no, I hope nobody dislikes me problem. Recently that started to go away though from trying to speak deeper, because I feel like I've had this big problem in conversation where I'll be talking to people and I get really like nervous, so I start to scrunch up my nose and I start to do this big smile. Like I smile so much because I'm trying to like really make it seem like I'm a good guy. Like, hey, I'm interested in you. I'm doing all the social conventions properly. And that makes the voice rise up in tone. And then when you have a higher tone voice, you think I sound like a fucking idiot, so these people don't like me. But then recently I've been saying, let's relax. Let's focus on just speaking with the lower part of my mouth. And oh, hey, wow, I sound like an actual real human being. And then suddenly when you start doing that, you don't feel so bad and so worried. But yeah, insecurity. How gay is that? And yes, we are using gay as an insult. It's weird. It's queer. You don't want to be weird, do you? Because I've said this point to myself for a while now. All beauty in the world, all right, all things that are good or like high in quality, it's not in like some subjective sense of, oh, it lives up to the artistic, it's so creative. No, it's because it adheres to order. Like what is like landscaping? I'm a landscaper. So what is good looking landscaping is when you display control over the territory. All right? When your lawn is cut and then you edge the corners of the lawn, it dictates you're saying there's a boundary here. I control the boundary. Nature is under my control. Okay? So that goes back to, Eden. Because the Lord, he told everybody, that told Adam, you must have control over the land of the animals and the land or whatever. So obviously, yeah, it's just it's in our nature as a species that what is beautiful is things that adhere to order. And so, of course, the most beautiful woman in the world is the woman that's most feminine, and the most attractive man in the world is the man that's most masculine, right? And then, of course, whenever somebody is like a ugly woman or an ugly male, it's sure, it's the general substantive stuff of not being like human, so like it's being obese is not attractive on a male or a woman, just because we know when you see some obesity, that's not adhering to the standard form of what a human being ought to be, and so that doesn't look good. But and more so, even if a man's fit and he doesn't look attractive, it's usually because he has more feminine facial features or structures. Not a whole lot of muscle mass, a very rounded out forehead, pointy jaw, and all that other stuff. Even the melancholic temperament, it's a more prevalent temperament, I believe, in women, or maybe that's just the rounded out forehead thing. But yeah, not much else to say here. This video was made really late in the day because mommy was around in the basement, so Danny can't record. If Danny records when mommy's around, he looks like a freak. And that also ties into the insecurity thing. But you know what? In life, you just gotta learn. Don't give a fuck.